Good morning. It is Monday, March 16th, and that means two things. I want to congratulate everyone named Caesar who survived yesterday, and I want to say it's time for the Lighting Bulletin, the best source for lighting industry news, bar none. Let's get into it because Cree Lighting, as we established last week, is back in business. And their first order of business is to announce that they are putting their Racine facility out of business. Details have been reported by their soon to be former employees. These employees did not receive 60 days' notice of the end of work, which speaks to the health of Cree Lighting, I'm sure. Lutron has bought Tannery Industries. Tannery makes finishings and coatings for both metal and plastic parts. They've been a major client for Lutron for a long time. IMEC has bought Helton Electrical Services. This is a private equity backed deal. Lumini bought Alva Lighting. Alva does really specialty products in wall sconces. They announced this like 4 weeks ago on Instagram and nowhere else, and literally no one noticed, not even me. I'm the guy who notices these things, but no, I missed it. I'm sorry. Action Services Group has bought Stouch Lighting. No details on price for the turnkey lighting services company. Graybar has bought Broken Arrow Electric Supply. That is pending regulatory approval, though. The Design Lights Consortium has clarified and updated SLL 6 and Luna 2 requirements, specifically related to additional requirements for LM79, LM80, and TM21 test reports. Performance rating, we have a new performance rating method for ASHRAE 90.1. This is published by the PNNL. AMS Osram have signed a new brand licensing deal with Eagle Rise, which means that driver IPs will be used in the APAC and EMEA regions. Q3 at Zombotel shows that revenues are down 6% overall, but their lighting segment's EBIT is up by a margin of 4%. Also, Zomtobel won a Design Plus award. This was presented at Light and Build in Frankfurt. Mesla Lighting has announced new expansions. Specifically, they are entering the industrial and ag LED segment of the business. In rep agency updates, Solux has picked Synapse for Missouri, Iowa, Nebraska, and Kansas. Rob Roy is expanding their partnership with Lester Sales. JM Eagle has named SMR Gulf Coast to rep them in the Gulf Coast. In the Gulf Coast, that's Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Louisiana, and Mississippi. Lumen Lake has picked Hapco for poles in Kansas and Mississippi. Global semiconductor sales were up in January. The Semiconductor Industry Association says sales were up 4%. Graybar has set a new sales record for net sales with $12.9 billion in sales in 2025. Utopia Lighting has a new website. It's nice. We have a new board shuffle at USA Rare Earths Inc. Ken Rainbolt is now the national sales manager at Europhase. We have a new board of directors at the National Association of Wholesalers. Lynx Lighting and Controls has picked Lauren Dandridge as their strategic partnership and brand development lead. Clayton Garrett is now on the sales team at FSC Lighting. Martina Ferrero is now the account manager for Mercury Lighting, and Dick Titus is set to retire. Quick pause to say that you should follow the Lighting Bulletin on LinkedIn because, well, you get daily updates and you get the lighting industry old school link blog. Signify has launched a new resource saving program. That's Brighter Lives, Better World 2030. This is a new set of self-imposed energy and circularity goals. Brocus is promising to endorse carbon capture, which is to say that this UK firm will be donating 1% of all revenues to Stripe. Not necessarily donating is the wrong word, but 1% of all revenues will be shared with Stripe Climate, which is a carbon capture and carbon storage firm. Carbon capture and storage is kind of a pipe dream right now. Maybe in the future that'll be different. Lorden, a South Korean OLED manufacturing company, is expanding their production into India. EB Horseman and Son is opening up a new shop. This is a new branch in Grand Prairie, Alberta. On the tariff tracker, there is a possibility that new tariffs will come into force against 16 economies that will cover the $1.6 trillion in planned tax cuts that were supposed to be covered by the existing tariffs that got struck down by the Supreme Court. Speaking of, U.S. households will probably spend $2,500 more on everything this year because of those tariffs. Also, the U.S. Trade Secretary is set to meet with the Chinese Vice Premier ahead of a Premier to President talk, perhaps to resolve these new tariff issues. In events news, the National Lighting Bureau has announced a new lighting forum video series. Those videos are actually live now. The DLC has a new Lighting Controls Summit scheduled. You can opt into that for October 26th and 27th in Los Angeles. The LCA, Lighting Controls Association, has published a new video course covering the 2021 IECC. Nailed has opened its convention to non-members for the first time ever. The National Association of Innovative Lighting Distributors will be welcoming anyone to their St. Louis event on April 27th to 29th. That's at the Ritz-Carlton. The IES is hosting a virtual symposium this week. It's on lighting controls. It's on the 19th. It sounds like a good time. In lighting controls, Kasambi has launched the brand new service market, Kasambi Project Services Canada. So if you're in Canada and need project services for lighting controls, they're ready for you. Dolly Lighting has announced their awards winners. 16 winners were named at Light and Building Expo. Skykes has secured a 10,000 unit deal in Pittsford, New York for a new smart apartment. People were already calling Meta's connected glasses pervert goggles, and then the state of California sued Meta for sharing nudes with Staffers, not Staffords. Maybe someone was named Stafford, but there you go. Oceanside has won the Smart 20 award that was presented at the Smart Cities Connect conference. Once has hybridized cell internet with LoRaWAN internet for wider covered zones for your campus and corporate needs. AI is the least wanted smart home feature. This is a survey from Vivint that shows that of homeowners that already have connected devices in their homes, only 12% of them want AI as a feature in their next smart home purchase. A pro-Iran hacker group has taken credit for a cyber attack on a medical device maker, specifically Stryker. They operate a number of hospital equipment services in the U.S. The equipment themselves, not threatened, but the data. They got the data, for sure. In research and development, we have new machine learning models for color sensing. This is a new study for IoT sensors that might make for better interior design. We have a U of Oregon survey that says that small innovations might aid human-centric lighting. We have a study from a University of Saskatchewan undergrad that shows that different lighting conditions combined with different cleaning products, literally like you spray your floors with something, and depending on if it gets hit by fluorescent or sunlight or LED, the chemical reaction from just that will reduce the air quality in different ways. And maybe we need just better measures and mitigations for air quality inside. Researchers from Leipzig and Greifswald have made the case against UV disinfection for wastewater because they've been able to turn wastewater into electricity. We have a new fMRI study that shows that flicker, even above 100 hertz, still activates your visual cortex, which means that even very good, what we call low flicker bulbs might still be activating your visual cortex in ways that aren't good. Dow Chemical has studied blue light on photothermal aging, which means they are searching for alternate materials for LED lenses. We have a new study that shows that hit and run rates are related to lighting at the site and that those incidents are on the rise. So if someone strikes a pedestrian in a poorly lit area, they'll just drive away. They just will. And that's happening more. We have a preprint study from the University of Colorado that shows that we can make a better lunar clock by using lasers. And that's pretty cool. On the light pollution side of things, shift work increases the risk of stroke, migraines, and more. Flinders University has linked light exposure with depression. Kanazawa University has new neutron connections and circadian rhythms. Teens are sleeping less than ever before, and it's not the screen's fault, guys. It's something else. We have new research in the interplay between circadian rhythm and your microbiome. FCC has begun hearings over Reflect Orbital's plan to put tens of thousands of mirrors in space for sunlight on demand. And also, the FCC has conducted hearings on SpaceX's proposed expansion to add 1 million satellites to low orbit. And when the chair of the FCC heard Amazon object to this, he just made fun of how few satellites Amazon had launched. I don't think this is going to go well if you're concerned about satellites and light pollution, is what I'm saying. Current existing mitigation efforts for light at night aren't enough to improve the health of toads. That's a new study. Dallas, Texas is dimming their lighting in public spaces for migration season, as is Atlantic Beach, Florida. We have sea turtle nesting mitigations beginning in Biscayne, Florida. In Texas, law enforcement agencies, judges, and residents have continued to mount opposition to border infrastructure at Big Bend National Park. And the United States Customs and Border Patrol has actually reduced 2 sections of so-called smart wall plans in that area, in Big Bend National Park, because of these objections. You know who didn't object to the smart wall in Big Bend National Park? Dark Sky International. They've made no public statements against the use of light on the U.S. border ever. Big Bend National Park is the second biggest dark sky recognized park. Oak Bay, British Columbia has amended their exterior lighting ordinance. Data center has gotten federal approval in Adams, Ohio, but the locals are saying that the special condition buffer zone rules that got that approval to go ahead aren't good enough. Huntsville, Ontario has passed new lighting bylaws. Ho Chi Minh City in Vietnam is reducing brightness of their downtown events to reduce light pollution. South Carolina has tabled a bill to reduce the impacts of data centers. Monroe County, Texas has approved a new cannabis grow-up, provided that it spills no light at night. In Des Moines, Iowa, the city approved of night golf at a specific golf course, and the course itself has volunteered not to go ahead with that business plan because of the objections from the neighbors. And in Wales, the town of Ellon will be hosting its first ever Dark Sky Festival. In indoor horticulture, we have a new window treatment that converts UV light into visible red light for greenhouses, if that's what those greenhouses actually need. And Gen V has picked Solum for their cucumber farm lighting needs in Quebec. And a research team has managed to grow chickpeas in simulated moon soil, which means that we are 1/4 of the way to moon hummus, and that's not nothing. In true crime, copper thieves in Los Angeles have begun targeting richer neighborhoods. That's right. Like they're moving into areas that people think of as being safe and graffiti free. If only there was some sort of light that could stop them. In local updates, Tradewinds is offering apprenticeships in electrician work to Indigenous women in Alberta. We have new rebates for small businesses in Manitoba. Amoresco has completed an energy project at Fort Polk, no, not that Polk, the non-treasonous Polk in Louisiana. We have new federal funds for Montgomery, Alabama. Webb County, Texas has saved millions after their facility's energy program. We have new street projects going ahead in Hamilton, Ontario. We have 19 million in freeway projects going ahead outside Las Vegas, Nevada. Warren, Ohio might be buying their street lighting back from their utility. Yakima, Washington has millions in backlog repairs on streets. Brampton, Ontario is debating adding light-up crosswalks to confront the fact that the province stole their speed camera enforcement. West Jefferson, North Carolina has begun their downtown projects. We have 1,600 new lights up in New Orleans, Louisiana. In Tamaqua, Pennsylvania, they have picked a bidder for school retrofits. We have more active transit projects going ahead in Delta, BC. Fishers, Indiana is going to be revamping their school sports fields. Waynesville, North Carolina has rebuilt a dog park, including the lighting, without any FEMA funds. $1.6 million is going ahead to light parks in Lynchburg, Virginia. Have new lighting going ahead in Gainesville, Florida parks. The UPMSC has prepped their baseball fields for baseball seasons. And the LIU is adding $3 million to their hockey arenas ahead of college hockey season. In world news, Pagazi Lighting, a retail firm, is closing 11 stores in Scotland. Bangladesh has begun severe energy austerity, including shutting down lighting in many public spaces. In sports reports, the Big 12 college basketball courts are ditching glass courts and the LEDs under them because the courts are made of glass. That's pretty slippy. People are falling down, dude. And in things I just thought were fun and weird, you can spot glowing jellyfish at Merritt Island in the National Wildlife Refuge in Florida. Clinton staffers refute Hillary's claim that she insisted on so-called beauty lighting at her deposition for the Epstein files. Because that's really what the Epstein files are about. Who wants better lighting? Especially because the tapes will never be shown, right? No one's going to show those tapes to anyone, right? It's dumb. It's dumb. Speaking of dumb, Bocce has debuted a new illuminated backpack. Look forward to people that hate bike lanes insisting that all cyclists wear these, and schools banning them because of gun issues. Anyway, I've been Scott Wachter. I want to thank you for your time, your attention this week. Follow us on socials. We're on LinkedIn and Threads. Otherwise, sign up for the text version. That link is in the description. I will see you next week.